All right. All right. Three, two, one. Let's go. Here we are live, triple option on the 401 Sports World Network on YouTube. I am Mr. And with me is TB. What's going on, Terry?
Going on, my buddy?
Hey, man, we back at it, man. Hey, we'll talk a little bit about that top 25. If you at least at the very top of it, how you feel about those teams that you would think be in the top five this week after the action. We're gonna talk about a couple teams that's continuing to win, when they're continuing to win, and probably not more of the likely teams that we thought would be this high up in the rankings. And then also we're gonna cover the HBCU matchups this weekend. There was the Magic City Classic, and there was a Las Vegas Classic, and several other games that have taken place this weekend in college football. But look, let's go ahead and kick it off, man. Right off the rip, Coach Prime on the cover here. Coach Prime, man, halftime was, I forget what the halftime score was, but it was like 40 something to zero, or might have been 50 to zero at halftime, man. But
I think it was 46-0.
yeah, there you go. 46-0 at the half. I believe the final score was 53-7. Utah um, on their homecoming victory over Colorado, man. And Coach Prime was not happy with the defensive coordinator. Certainly wasn't happy with a lot of things. He even said that this whooping felt like um,
Yeah,
he got whooped
mama,
that bad
yeah,
because his mama whooped him. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people using that phrase. I know Dylan Gabriel was talking about how his mama, you know, it has been tough on him. So all the stuff that he's going through didn't really bother him. But yeah, man, what do you think, man? What's going on in Colorado, man?
Man, he made the mistake off the top. He should have he should have just started Juju, man, and took his lumps. You know what I'm saying? These are it bode well for him next year, so you know what he got. He keep
Yeah.
on trying to go with Salter with Salter. He got excuse me.
Yeah. No
Yeah, he
problem.
got a funky little delivery, man. I ain't never like his delivery.
Hmm.
Yes, but yeah.
He's pretty.
like
Yeah.
I was telling you, man, you got to start playing them high school kids too, man, because they're gonna be your base, man. You know what I'm saying? Can't just play all them porter players. Yeah,
Oh, you still there?
yeah, I'm still.
Okay. Yeah, man. So yeah, it looks like the talent is not there for one. That can make up for a lot of things, and I'm going to say it, but I felt this way uh, whenever the move was made to leave from Jackson State to Colorado. Colorado did this move because they know Dion can sell tickets, and
Yeah,
Colorado knew they can make boatloads of money off of Dion and his influence, and people may not like that. And I'm not blaming Colorado. I mean, but they do them because their football program hasn't been winning. But that's a school that has tons of money in the scheme of things, and they're making more money. And and now that Dion is not in that pool where, like when he was in the SWAC, he had an opportunity to build a dynasty there and also have a talent advantage in the conference. And now that you switched over to the Big Ten conference, there's not a talent advantage. You're not even going to go in and have that talent advantage. It would take years for that to happen. And now we're
well,
seeing that the coaching also is not adding up. You know what I mean? And when you don't have the
yeah,
talent advantage, you just don't have the room to to not have the coaching advantage as well. You know what I mean?
yeah. But you got to look at this here.
Hmm.
Dion, they didn't have the money when he went there. See, what a lot of folks don't understand is their collective is not large. and by him going there, that boosted the collective, which it still ain't large. It ain't no 20 million. So what?
Mhm.
So what's gonna happen is I'm everybody better keep their eye on Florida. That's maybe where you going, dog.
Well, that may
They
be a
but
that hey,
they just got rid of Napier, then.
yeah, they just got rid of their coach, and I thought Auburn would have did this. Before Coach Prime went to Colorado, I thought Auburn would have been the team because they had a coaching vacancy at that time, and they didn't go with him.
It's gonna be hard for you to get a black man at Auburn, dog. Just to be honest with you. Now they'll probably go more for James Franklin.
Well, you mean black man as far as in the coaching position, but not on the
Right.
field. Yeah, because there's plenty of them on the field.
Yeah, but like I said, if Auburn was gonna do what they did, why didn't they just leave Cadillac where he was at?
Well,
They should
yeah,
have. They could have hired Cadillac.
yeah, and that
That,
wouldn't have
that's
cost
one. That's
them
one.
that
That's
much.
one of your own.
Yeah, he was a running back, right?
Yeah,
One of their
one
major
of their
backs at
one of
that
their
time.
greatest players.
Yeah, well, yeah, man. But yeah, we can look at that and see if Florida makes that move. I think that would now see that would be a formula where the talent would add up that he can pull and have over there, and then that'll help balance things out. But when Coach Prime doesn't have a talent advantage, it is glaring. It just really exposes the coaching. And even though he's the head coach, I mean everything falls on to him as the head coach.
Right.
But even if he wasn't a great, great, great coach or great, long as you have the staff too that can carry that for you, that's also showing that he doesn't really have that as well. So he may have some people in name, but the combination of that and the players is just not there. And they did predict, when I say they, the people who cover the conference, early in this before the season started, they did have Colorado in the bottom sector of the Big Ten. I mean the Big
12,
12.
Big 12.
Uh, yeah, in the Big 12 in the preseason ranking. So really, if you go by that, we shouldn't be surprised. But I am surprised
Well,
that the way that they're getting beat though.
well, you gotta look at this here. They predicting last year, second from the last year.
Yeah.
So uh, I'm not surprised that they taking their licks right now because he don't have the talent. He still don't have
Hmm.
the talent. You
Yeah.
know, he lost Shador. He lost 80% of his offense, man, for real.
Yeah. And
You lost
Travis. Yep.
Travis, and then you lost Jimmy Horn and the other boy. You know, the other boy that's with the Ravens. Even though they
But
still got good skill players, like receivers and stuff, but you ain't got nobody to get it to.
right. But guess what? That's the difference too. Is that okay? Like other teams have lost talent to graduation or pros or transfer portal, and they bring in more players. Why is that not the case in Colorado right now? In your thoughts?
Well, I just said it. I ain't trying to be facetious. They collective is not strong, bro.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know, well, they could give a cat $3 million to be the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? They
Hmm.
they they collect can't stand a hit like that.
So you don't think Dion's influence can't bring elite players in?
It
He's
can
gonna have to
it
take.
can it can because they know they're gonna be on TV every week. But
Hmm.
still, hey, nowadays, dog, it's about that money.
Yeah.
These kids, and these parents is looking at that. Man, my kid can go to school, and I ain't got to work. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to work like that because my kid make pull in $2-3 million. It's sad to say, but that's what it's going.
Yeah. All right.
That,
Well,
that's
what
just
do you
like
think next
Ryan
then?
Williams. Ryan Williams that bought his folks a house down there in Tuscaloosa. He moved his
Hmm.
whole family up here.
Yeah. Yep. Well, it's gonna have something's gonna have to give here at some point. I don't know how much longer, both sides are gonna work together. But again, it is season what, I don't know, three right now.
Yeah,
So it's still fairly young in fairness, and we'll see what happens next year. I think next year is going to be the real telltale. Like this year,
yeah, yeah.
you can have the reasoning of this year because, like, okay, you lost your quarterback to the NFL, you lost your receiver, your DB. Like you lost some key offensive weapons where you could put points on the board, even if you are giving up points. Now there's
But
just
you
no
know
room for
what?
error.
I don't. I don't think they'll fire him because he
Mhm.
bring too much light to. They hadn't won since 2016, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying I don't think they'll fire him.
Well,
And then
also on the other side, will he stay?
yeah, now that's the big issue.
Hmm.
Yeah, that'll be the big issue because some of the SEC jobs gonna come over, and everybody want to go to the SEC or Big Ten and get that money. But you better know you might step into something you don't want to step into now.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, because think about it, and we can go ahead and bring that up. But LSU, their fans, they're already pushing to get the coach out. They was chanting it last night when LSU fell to, what is it, Texas A&M,
Yeah,
and
right,
so in those type of situations of Florida, so, hey, look, they just fired their coach, and look at that schedule. We talked about the tough schedule Florida had coming into the season, and yet they just fired their coach during the season. So yeah, it's one thing to go there and get in that box, but then in those spaces, you could be here today, gone tomorrow too. So,
right. 'Cause-
you
'cause
know, that's
they ain't gonna play like Colorado playing. They'll fire
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah, and move on to the next. But yeah, man.
Right.
So Texas A&M, man, they stomped on LSU in Baton Rouge, and at night,
Hmm.
so they put a beat down there. I know a lot of times people say at night, Baton Rouge, so for
Hey,
Texas A&M to
hey,
do that.
we don't have a problem. We go down there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Your Tide usually go down there and take care of business down there too. So, but
I
Texas
worry.
A&M did.
Yeah, I worry about LSU when they come to T Town, like they come to T Town. I worry about them then.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go. But man, what do you think about Texas A&M? I mean, does this
that
legitimize them?
Texas, hey, $25 million roster.
It's finally paying off.
It's finally paying off.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, man, they there, man. They look like they're going to be solid in that top five. Um, heading into this week. Let's see what else happened in the SEC. Oh, you're familiar with this team, the Alabama Crimson Tide, 29-22.
Hey man, that was a good game, dog.
Yeah.
That was a good defensive game. I'm gonna tell you something, dog. Alabama defense getting back right, man. That 4-2-5 is working for them.
That
The only thing that they missing a dominant edge rush. They get a dominant edge rush, they'll make some noise. Little dude Pierre coming on here the last couple of weeks, but LT Overton should transfer from A&M. He should be he. They was looking for him to be a first round draft pick. He ain't making no
mm,
noise. He playing solid, but he ain't dominant.
mhm.
Yeah, so yeah, but that was a good win by the Tide because that was a ruckus crowd yesterday, man. Them fans had them boys playing above their level, dog.
Well, it's a good tough victory. Good tough
Yeah,
victory for
but
Alabama.
you need one of them right there. You need one of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, especially the way things are going now with these playoff seeding and all this stuff, you need to make sure you get W's no matter what.
Yeah,
So this is, you don't want to not get the W because it will affect your because I think Alabama's going to be obviously going to be in the playoffs, but but that home field advantage situation, starts
Right,
coming into
right,
play.
right.
Yeah, so get the W's while you can. Let's see what other matchups. Hey, this one ended with a catch at the goal line
Oh yeah,
as time
Vanderbilt in
expired.
Missouri. Yeah, yeah.
Vanderbilt, Missouri, man. It was 3-3 for a long time, but Vanderbilt again getting the W at the end of the day. Another W for Vanderbilt, man, against a tough Missouri team. Uh, are we still good with Vanderbilt?
Vandy gonna be a tough little out, man.
Hmm.
Yeah, that quarterback got them playing above their level. But I mean, one thing about Vandy, they got a good defense. Go with that now.
Yeah.
So, you know, I say then another incentive for Vanderbilt, man, they kind of they get all the smart good athletes now. They've been
Yeah.
doing that.
Hmm.
Yeah, they just and then they mix some of these other knuckleheads in. So it's starting to work out for them. They get them in school.
Right.
Sometimes you got. I don't know if they didn't drop their standard, their levels of coming in. I don't know how they doing that now. Because they was one of the toughest to get in. But if you're a smart kid, you can go to Vanderbilt, and you're a good athlete, you can go to Vanderbilt and play. So then that coach got them believing. Oh, another thing. I don't think he'll be there. I don't think he'll be there. You do this at Vanderbilt, how you think Franklin got the job at Penn State?
How he got the job? I mean, he built
It-
himself up there.
yeah, he built it. They were like, okay, he winning 6 and 7 games at Vanderbilt. He got to be doing something. They've been the doormat. They, bro, this right here was the first time since 1945.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. So yeah, man, big move there for Vanderbilt, man. They're moving in the right direction. Like you said, man, tough out. That's a great way to start off. And then, hey, man, you never know. You stay in position long enough, you can pull off the miracle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And all you can ask for is a chance.
and they might be headed toward a playoff spot.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, one or two more wins.
Yeah.
If that if I don't know what the rest of their schedule look like, but if they say Alabama and what's called Texas A&M meet up for the SEC championship, and they ain't got number one loss, they in, bro. Toughest conference in America.
Yeah. That's gonna
Yeah.
help
So
with any type of tie breaks or any type of you know, rankings or whatever. So yeah.
okay. So what you think about the Florida job opening and this man doing this at Vanderbilt?
Uh he's going to I think he's positioning himself to be on one of those on the short list. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
On the short list for an interview. I think he would leave Vanderbilt to go to Florida.
Yeah, I don't think the money would be an issue. So he probably ain't got no big buyout. You still there? Hello?
Last thing you heard me say? What's the last thing you heard me say?
You saying that you don't think it'll be an issue they leave?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Not an issue. Because I think the coach would definitely look at Florida. I mean, look, Florida has the base, the talent base within the state. You're talking about a state school. You're talking about the academic standards are not as stringent as it is for Vanderbilt
Right.
student athletes. We have to be real about that. Um, and then Florida also is a football program, football school. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
they
Right.
pride on their football. They invest in it more than and Vanderbilt will. So and the paycheck's going to be a lot, a lot bigger. So
Oh yeah.
all those things line up to hey, he would be a candidate, and if he interviews well, or if they feel like that's the match and they offer, I think he's going to make that switch, and
Yeah.
Vanderbilt will find the next new type coach. You know what I'm saying, to go after. So
Right.
yeah. But hey, man, we need to switch over to the HBCUs for a moment. And you're familiar with this, but Alabama State and Alabama A&M Magic City Classic, 56-13. Man, Alabama State put a whooping on Alabama A&M. Man.
Hey man, body the quarterback. We
Yeah,
got to get that boy his props, man. Oh,
yeah,
he probably not gonna be there next year. He probably going to what's it called school,
yeah.
a power four. That boy showing out, man.
Look, Body is the best quarterback in that state. Would you agree?
Hmm.
And like he's putting up monster numbers. I mean, he almost beat UAB by himself earlier in the season. And he's putting up monster numbers, man. He actually had a pretty good game against Jackson State in that tough loss a couple weeks ago. Um, but as we're about to show you, uh, somewhere in here we'll show you. Um, Jackson State lost in the Las Vegas
Yeah,
Bowl
I
yesterday.
was just going to say that. Grambling, snuck it out at the end. Black
Yeah,
kicker, black kicker, bring it
yeah,
home, baby.
yes, sir. So
So
man, that's a
that's yeah. So that didn't
oh,
tighten up the race all the way. You know, Jackson State still got a tiebreaker because they beat Alabama State.
right. They did beat them. So now they both have the same record, but man, that's a game that Alabama State now gets back. You know what I'm saying? From
Right.
losing, and Grambling always a tough program, but Jackson State, you have to call this an upset because Jackson State, in my opinion, was supposed to beat Grambling, and but neutral site game in Las Vegas. I think that's an awesome thing for both programs. To be able to play a game, play in Las Vegas. Spend the weekend up there, fan bases and everything. But at
Yeah,
the same
fantastic.
time, oh,
Go
go
ahead, go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I'm gonna say, but at the same time, that would have been nice for that to be your home game
I was just
and
finna
not a
say that.
neutral site game.
Hey, hey, that what Dion was crying about.
Yeah.
Stop having all these classics, and so you can
Hmm.
have the home field advantage.
Yeah.
You might not have lost that game.
Yeah. So yep. And now they're, even if it was at Grambling, you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
may have had a better chance. It's closer to your, Mississippi if you had to travel over to Louisiana,
Well, you got to
that
look
kind
at
of thing.
you got to look at too many distractions. You in
Yeah.
Las Vegas.
Yeah.
There's some kids. Come on, man.
Yeah, and that's why I say it's a good thing though, because a lot of teams in the SWAC, they don't get, they don't have all those marquee air quote, type of games, if you will, and so to be able to go play in Vegas is fun and everything, but as far as when we talk about just the purity of the sport or the league, in your standings, it would be better to play
But
games at home, right?
the thing about it is they've been doing it forever because that year Alabama State won the Black College National Championship. They played Central out of Ohio. They played
Yeah,
at the Silverdome, and they
yeah,
done sold it out.
yeah. Yeah,
So
and then no, go
so
ahead, Z.
they've been playing these games because they always gonna play a classic.
Yeah,
They're gonna have 2 or 3 classics a year.
yeah,
But
yeah, and
I think I think if you're gonna do it, you can't do a class at home because you got to get those sponsorship dollars.
yeah,
So
yeah. It's a catch
that's just
twenty
a
two
part of
for 'em.
black college football.
Yeah, it's a part of the tradition of it, and like I say, you have to have. I mean, I guess you kind of gotta have those if you don't have like the other, the opportunities to be in the whatever you want to call it, like some of these regular season matchups in Power Five games. But I, it's just the catch 22 to it all. At the end of the day, you got to win the game, so you had a chance to
Yeah,
win it. They didn't. But hey, shout out to Grambling for bouncing back and getting a victory.
right.
Let's see who else played. Florida A&M beat Southern, and Southern fired their coach during this past week. And Florida A&M, who hasn't really been tearing it up themselves this year, um, but they got the much needed victory for them. Howard, let's see, Howard. Okay, they secured a victory in overtime. Got them a victory this week. South Carolina State, they beat Norfolk State. Mike Vick, he fired about 6 or 7 coaches. He's trying to
Mm.
revamp some things in Norfolk, but South Carolina State just powered over them, man. And it's just, it's year
Well,
one for Vick.
well, they shouldn't be they shouldn't. I mean, South Carolina State they're a power, so
Yeah.
they should have beat them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
But
yeah, yeah,
in black college football, that don't always reign true.
yep. It can go either way sometimes, but
Because
there's
you
definitely
had
a
you
clear
had
difference.
Miles beating Alabama State the last 2 years, and Miles is in SAIC,
Yeah,
SIAC.
that's right. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. But yeah, man. So we got that. Anything? See what else we got in the docket here. We'll talk about. Okay, let's look at Texas right now. We'll shift gears over to back to the SEC for a moment. Texas with the victory over Mississippi State. High scoring game, a close game. And Mississippi State is not necessarily tearing the league up, the college football scene up, but this was probably Arch best game so far.
They still should have lost.
Yeah,
Mississippi State Jack was up 38-17, and them boy roared all the way back. But
yeah.
yeah, it was our best game of the year, and then he got a concussion at the end.
Oh yeah, he did get dinged up. He sure did.
Yeah.
Yep, sure did. Yep. Good point there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay. All right.
So
Georgia Tech, man. What you think
yeah,
about Georgia Tech, man? The
we
wins
are,
keep going.
we already said that. All they got to do is win the ACC. Well, they ain't even got to win it. They just got to get in the championship game. They're in the playoff.
Yeah. And if they want to have a chance to really move into the top 5, they definitely have a game coming up in
Yeah,
November.
they got to play Georgia.
Yeah. So if they really, really, really want to make a statement and they beat Georgia at the end of the year, they might be looking at a top 5 finish um, and going into the playoffs this year. I like that they're not playing as if they've already arrived. You know what I mean? Like you can see that they're really playing some tough-minded football. I saw them actually causing some fumbles yesterday. Like their defense is like punching at the ball. They're doing all kind of things out there, and they are holding serve too against teams that they at this point, quote unquote, should beat.
Well,
So Georgia Tech,
one thing about it is that rushing attack they got, man, it opens up the pass game. It ain't a whole bunch of teams that doing a whole lot of. I mean, like big teams that doing rushing like that. Cause Bama stink. We stink right now.
hmm
So, like I said, that running game open up a lot of stuff.
yeah, yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
So
It does. Run the ball is, that's the
and
foundation of
playing
of it of this
and
thing anyway.
yeah, and playing good defense. So they got the formula, and they got the formula to beat Georgia. A good running game. You
hmm
know what I'm saying? And they
Yep.
played stingy defense. So that's gonna be an interesting game at the end of the year.
And even another layer to that running game that your quarterback can run. So
You're
that's
right.
a player that you have to figure out how to account for, or in passing situations, he can still run the ball and move the chain. So yeah,
Yeah,
and extend drives and eat clock. So yeah, you're right. Like that game right there. I'm looking forward to this game. I'm looking forward to the Georgia. Like this, the first time in a long time I can really say I was looking forward to Georgia Tech game. You know what I'm
but
saying? Where it's
the
like
thing
it's two
about
teams and something matters. But go ahead.
yeah, but the thing about it, they had Georgia last year, and
Yeah,
he fumbled that ball. Remember
yeah,
that?
I
So
remember. Yeah, hmm
yeah,
yeah, they had them, and there's been a couple of games where it's like Georgia Tech, even when Georgia Tech was not really good during the season, but they played Georgia and had them, but we end up slipping and giving up the game. Like, but this
yeah,
year is like this first time in a long time where it feels like this
they
is
on
almost
even
like a
ground. They
bowl
on even
game.
ground. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's like they're two of the same right now, and it feels like a bowl game, and we'll definitely. I think it's going to be one of those games where everybody's going to stop what they're doing and watch, um, and it's usually around
yeah,
Thanksgiving time frame,
yeah.
which is also cool. Uh, Indiana, all right,
Uh, they
undefeated
look,
and continue to
hey,
win,
they looking like a juggernaut, man. Cincinnati got them boy playing, man.
man. And you see, they settled him, right? They settled up with him and worked that
84
reworked
million.
that contract real quick, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
When you got something, when you got something, you got to stick with it. I didn't know he was on safety staff. I,
yeah,
I just found that out last week.
yeah. He's a disciple of Saban. So yeah, and last year he did something like this, and now this year is really solidifying or making sure that it validates what last season was like with Cincinnati. I mean, with Indiana. So this basketball school is now looking like a football school, and the football school lost their coach and was that you were thinking, hey man, they'll just go ahead and eat that up and get that coach out of there, over there. But Penn State's going to have to look elsewhere for their coach, their next
Yeah,
coach. Yeah, but Indiana, man, they do seem legit because I know they stomped all over UCLA, but the last couple of weeks, UCLA has beaten Penn
the
State.
last 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks. Yeah, you're right. The last 3 weeks have three victories. Well, since the coaching change, they beat Penn State. They beat Michigan State. Like they started winning, and then they just got trounced by Indiana. It wasn't like they squeaked by like Texas did against Mississippi State. The fact that they
Yeah,
trounced UCLA really makes a statement.
yeah. That. I didn't think we were gonna go like that because I felt that UCLA was hot, but
Yeah,
no, they gave what was 56-6.
man. Yeah, they just. I mean, they boat raced them, man. And like, I was when I turned to the game. I was just turning just to kind of see, just take a look at them and see how they look. I already felt like they would win the game, but when I saw the score was that, I said, man, they are really making a statement. Like
They are.
that's a statement type victory when you boat race a team that like that, especially a team that had just won three in a row and beat Penn State within those three games. Like, you
But
know,
we got to see them play against Ohio State or Michigan or somebody because then we'll know that they could what's called they could stand up
yeah, that's true.
because last year they was on that roll and then they hit Ohio State and got trounced.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah,
but I mean, they still got to prove themselves, like in the big one, if you will. Like they still got
yeah,
to beat the big dogs in that conference. Now they've proven that they, at this point, they've shown us that they can leapfrog Penn State, who hasn't quite, you know, leapfrog Ohio State, and for what it's
yeah,
worth,
right.
over there. But they now have moved in the pecking order and jumped past them. But can they get Ohio State? Can they take them out? Last year they didn't prove that. I'll be interested to see how they do if they play each other this year.
Right.
Here's some teams here that lost week 9. We talked about LSU. You got Illinois, Arizona State, South Florida. They lost a big one to Memphis. That was a
And
big
Memphis,
loss there.
yeah, because Memphis had just lost to UAB, but yeah, you got to understand now, they was undefeated
Hmm.
before they lost to UAB last week. But UAB had fired their coach, so they kind of banded together, and that's always a little rivalry. Memphis
Right.
and UAB is always a rival.
Hmm. Yep. And so
Yeah,
that was a big victory there in American for Memphis. Um, and look, man, I think they were down 17, made the run and won the game. So South Florida's going to be kicking themselves for that one. Um, but we'll see what else happens down the stretch in that conference.
and their coaches, people are looking at their coach too,
Yeah.
Alex Grinch,
Okay.
because
Yeah. Absolutely.
he a disciple of I think Josh Heupel.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, Hypo, an old quarterback from Oklahoma back in the day. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm. But
They
yeah,
run
man.
that same.
So
They run that same system. Them wide receivers. That hurry up style. Yeah.
yes, sir.
So
Okay. Well, anything else, man? That's piqued your interest, or else
well,
we can just get into that top five. But what you got?
you got to look at BYU won yesterday. They sitting at 8-0.
Yep.
Yeah. So they kind of, but they kind of in the catbird seat because that conference ain't worth a quarter this year. And they ain't got
Right.
nobody over there but Texas Tech to beat. And Texas Tech strong. I told you they got a $28 million roster. So
Right.
yeah. So I think they lost last week, didn't
Who's that?
they? Texas Tech. They lost last week, didn't
I can verify that. I thought they had won, but I'll go back and look for week 8. I mean, week
they? Yeah.
7. I'll go back and check.
Yeah,
Um,
I know they done lost one, I believe now.
yeah, we're gonna pull that record up, and
Yeah.
we'll get that up here. Let's see. Yeah. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, Texas Tech did. They have a loss, a conference loss. Um, but they beat Oklahoma State 42-0. Oh yeah, they lost to Arizona State.
Right. But I think
Yeah.
Arizona State quarterback had been hurt, but he came back for that game.
Okay. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one. That's the game where they lost to Arizona State on the 18th. So yeah,
Yeah.
they,
Right.
they do have an L. Yep. But yeah, man. So we gotta keep an eye on that. Um, and keep an eye on this race. What about the top 10, man, or top 5? I mean, who's your top 5, man, heading into this week?
Uh you got to go Ohio State, Indiana, Bama, uh Texas A&M. I don't think the top three move.
Right.
No, I take that back. The top four because Bama was at 4,
Yep.
and who was at 5?
Georgia.
Georgia. Well, you can't move Georgia either.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's one of those weeks where
yeah.
you can't afford to lose because you don't want to. The other teams ahead of you are still in it, and you can't jump them just yet. But you don't want to lose the fall, lose ground. So you want to be in position to make that leapfrog. So yeah. Oh, Ole Miss. Okay, they won this week.
They
Um,
they were number 6 coming in from
number
last
6.
week.
Right. So they would be 6
Yeah, they still be
this
at
week.
6.
Hmm.
They got BYU at like 8, I think.
Yeah. So we're really not much movement this week.
Nah, not much. Nah, it wasn't a
Yeah.
whole bunch of upset. It wasn't a whole bunch of upset, but usually every year we get that one Saturday when everybody seems like be on the rope. So it may be coming.
Yeah,
Use happen
yes, sir.
every year.
That's right. It's gonna. Hey, man, you know how this works. So on Saturday, next Saturday, it could be a shake up, a big
Uh,
shake
uh,
up.
yeah, be upset Saturday next week.
Yeah. So we'll look forward to that and go from there. But it's almost time for that NFL, man. Let's see, my Seahawks on a bye this week, so won't be able to watch them, which is probably good. But they need one. But let's see, does Atlanta play this week? Yeah, the Atlanta's playing this week.
Well, what's
And
called out? Penix,
yeah, Michael Penix, yeah, he's out. They're gonna go with what
Kirk.
old boy Kirk Cousins. They're gonna bring him back in. Really low key, I think that's a good move. I think
Yeah.
Penix needs some more work, man. Like, and maybe the injury helps in that fashion right now.
Well,
But
yeah, he ain't consistent yet. He don't do it
yeah,
every week.
yeah, yeah.
My
But
Cowboys got them at 325 with 425 yards.
right, that's the game. That's actually my highlighted game for the week, man. I'm ready for that game right there. That's gonna be a fun game right there. Dallas at uh,
Well,
Denver.
if Dallas defense can stand up a little bit,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? They got the offense,
Oh
but
yeah, Dallas. Dog.
yeah, but Denver can score too though.
Right, and Denver is they're a tough team. They can play some defense too when they want to,
Right, right.
and that's what makes it interesting to see how this dynamic works here. And it's in Denver. Denver has a good home field situation up there in the Mile High City. It's set up to be a fun game. And what's so crazy, man? I'm gonna send you the game though. I don't know how it popped up in my my feed, but there's a old preseason game. The Cowboys at Denver. And you say, man, it was a preseason game. Why are you looking at it? I have no idea why, but it was an exciting game, man. And I don't know, it was just something about it that was interesting. There was some backstory behind the game itself. I'm gonna forward it to you so you can look at it if you want. 'Cause I know you're a Cowboy
Okay.
fan, and this takes you back in the day with Dallas. Like this was like I don't know, man. It might have been right before the '80s, man. It's just an old game that popped up, and I was just watching it, man. I was pretty interesting, man. So I'll let you see that. But Dallas and Denver don't really play a lot,
Right.
and so for them to play each other is always interesting to see these teams that don't get to see each other a lot over the years. Last week the Giants went there, and you know what happened there. Um,
Yeah.
Giants blew that one, or however you want to look at it. But that was a fun game. So Dallas should come in there, man, and it's a definitely an important game. So we'll check it
Yeah, and
out.
then we got to be looking at the trade deadline. That's in another week, November 4th.
Yes, yes, a lot of rumors, man. A lot of rumors of running backs possibly being moved around. So
Yeah.
we'll see what teams try to shore up some injuries at that position and go from there. But yeah, man. So we got a lot to look forward to. And then next week we'll jump right back on this college again, bro.
Okay. You on?
All
Yeah,
right.
but I hope my boys pull his victory out today, and I can get me a loss about Philly, so I can talk shit to Philly, so I can talk to Philly Red Zone.
Yeah, man. Cause look, he's looking forward to it. Matter of fact, he actually sent me a message saying, if we chop it up anytime later on, he's gonna jump in. So I'll figure out a way to link us together.
Yeah,
Might be do a little bit of review or something this week. Review some of these games and see where the stand is at this point with the
yeah,
trade deadline.
yeah. But I'll be checking out that New York and Philly game today because it'll be a key game.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
if they could beat Philly, that'll help us out. But we got to win ourselves,
Yep.
and,
It's an
and
interesting
that's
week.
like doing it yourself.
That's it. Control your destiny. Control your
Yeah,
own destiny, as they say.
yeah, right.
Yes, sir. All right, then. Well, we're gonna get together then, T.
All right, well, it's on. We'll do it again next week, my boy.
All right, then. We out of
All
here.
right, all right, all right.